Welcome back, everybody. Here we are, another video. Been pumping them out a lot lately, maybe too frequently. This is another contest entry. In the past week, there's been two contests that I really like the idea of. Really great ideas. I didn't normally enter them, but these two I particularly liked. My last video was Jonas's one, and this one is for Steve, Psych in the Valleys, which is a show you geographical, so record covers with a geography theme, which I don't think anyone's ever done. In six years of watching videos, I haven't seen that theme. The light's coming through the window in a really strange way here. Look at this. Anyway, yes, Steve is having a contest for 200 subs, and Steve is a channel that I feel needs to get more love than he has. He deserves way more than 200. He shows a really great mix of psych, UK psych, a really big interest in folk and soul and bits of jazz, all over the place, really. He switched me onto some really cool folk records. So I thought I'd do my part, enter the contest, show you geographicals. Now, I picked out a whole bunch of stuff and then I had to sort of tone it back a bit because they weren't strictly geographical. Like, I had this record here, Life Tones, which is a leaf, a beautiful photograph of a leaf, which is more, it's not necessarily geographical, it's more nature related, so I put that back. But I did sort of, pull it down to sort of 5 records that are very geographical. I mean, when I watched the video, the first thing that immediately popped to mind was, of course, the Brian Eno ambient series. The light is really strange in here. I don't know what's going on. As soon as I started the video, the light sort of come through in a strange afternoon sun kind of way. So obviously the ambient series, 1 to 4, all the covers are geographical maps. You got the rivers and the hills, and each record, each cover has a slightly different geographical area or region, or to me, a different color scheme. This looks like a very steep, dry, hilly area, possibly. Whereas Music for Airports is a lot more lush and green with the cover. Anyway, that's that. That's the obvious standout for me in terms of geographicals has to be the Eno ambient series. Another one that popped to mind is this record here. This is an Australian record from the 80s. The band is Midnight Oil, and this album is called Red Sails in the Sunset. This is like the most uncool record I'm going to show, or have shown in a long time, but I love this record. It's a wonderful record that sounds amazing. As you can see, I'll take the sleeve off. That is a post-apocalyptic view of Sydney. Here's the Harbour Bridge. There's the Opera House, and there's a massive crater here. It's post-apocalyptic and geographical at the same time. There you go. That's a great one. This one is one of my another Australian record, and it's one of my absolute favourite album covers of all time. I think it's absolutely wonderful. This is the best of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I just love this. It's a painting of the Australian outback at sunset. The trees are glowing red hot. It looks dry. It looks like there's a storm rolling in after a hot day. It just looks arid and hot and almost not very pleasant. I think it's just an absolutely wonderful. Is there? No, I thought there was another painting on the inside, but yeah, I think it's an amazing album cover. I just love that painting there. Just looks, it's just very, very Australian, very outback Australia. Great stuff. We'll go this one next. This is Caius, Welcome to Sky Valley. Now, I'm sure you know Caius, but Caius are a desert stoner rock band from the early 90s. Sky Valley is out in the desert there, I think out the back of California. I could be wrong, please correct me. But this cover it reminds me of like the desert at nighttime, the sun's going down. Again, it looks a bit hostile and dark. This one's maybe not the best example now looking at it, but it's still, for me, it captures a feeling of a environment, I suppose I'm going to say. There you go. This one's a cheeky entry. Peter Tosh is in a field of marijuana. I suppose it's geographical, or it's more of a nature thing. But the There he is hanging in the field. Don't talk about that one. Um, this one is geographical because it reminds me of sort of high school drawings of ecosystems in terms of this is a Rock Bottom by Robert White. It's hard to see, but it's like a cross section illustration showing sea life underwater, things happening, coral, fishes, weird animals, and above water is sort of like kids swimming and playing, and you get bits of the land and there's ships in the background. It just reminds me of like a some sort of geography illustration I would have seen or drawn back in school. Um, as yeah, you can see there's a lot of really cool underwater things happening, and up there's I think is there a is that a whale? Um, there you go. Yeah, it just there's like cross sections of like a side profile of like a scene. It reminds me of that. So yeah, some definite geographical ones. Some a bit more pushing the boundary a bit, but that's my entry. So um, please go support Steve. Subscribe because I think he's a really great source of information. I really enjoy his channel, and he deserves more than that. So yeah, his channel is Psych in the Valleys. I'll post a link below. And yeah, fingers crossed. See you guys soon. Bye.